Well, here we are after a full day's worth of work. Took probably 7 hours to rebuild this computer, and started with a couple of hard drive failures. Parted that out from a different computer, and then I decided to go ahead and replace my heatsink since it's been running a little hot lately. So I replaced that with an 80 upgrade from a 70. And remanaged a whole bunch of cables and added 2 more fans to the system, one of which blows downward there, and another which blows upward into the power supply and then out the back. The power supply has an intake fan as well, so that's just an assist right there. Also upgraded the back fan. That was a part out from a PVA power supply actually that died, but the fans were still good in it, and figured why not. Don't buy PVA power supplies, by the way. They are not good. I ended up getting that out of a friend of mine's system who has been without a power supply for a while, and he was generous enough to let me part out his power supply and a few other components from his dead system, which came in handy to fix mine when I started having a bunch of failures. So, other than that, it looks like the processor is fine. I had been wondering if the processor was having problems, but it looks okay. And the memory seems to be alright too, so it looks like it was just a matter of temperatures and hard drives, which should be fully resolved now. So I'm going to go ahead and fire this up. I've disconnected the hard drives so that they won't run. It's never good to turn on your computer if you don't plan on letting it boot up all of the way. Unless you disconnect the hard drives, of course. So, let's see what this looks like after 7 hours worth of work. Go ahead and flip the power switch, and moment of truth. Oh, very nice. Let's get some lights turned off. And that'd be the beep code letting me know that the hard drives are disconnected, but I already know that. It's nice and cool in here. Look upward, there's the intake for the power supply. And this blows downward into the case. Memory cooler. This is an exhaust fan for the hard drive bay. And you can barely see it, but there's another one that's taking in air right there. And that's from behind this forward fan here. So I've got a blue 250mm fan with a white 120mm intake behind it. The colors seem to go good together. These fans up here were spares that I just had laying around. And I've got a cold cathode here that's actually a black light, illuminating a green fan, which is above another CPU fan just behind it, separated by some plastic risers so that they both have room to breathe. It's running pretty quiet, so not too shabby there. Cable management was the longest part of the job. It always is. Take a look around the back side. I've got the back door off of this thing so we can kind of look inside. That's blowing down onto the memory. This is running on an XTR power supply, which is highly recommended if you're looking for a power supply at all. That's a purple Logisys fan. I'm not too impressed with Logisys fans. They're very pretty to look at, but they're not put together very well. But they are pretty. This is an Apevia fan, which is slightly better. Not too many options for multicolored LED fans from different brands, so it's kind of hit or miss on the quality. But it seems to be holding up just fine. Back of the optical drive there. The case is an Xclio A380, which hasn't been manufactured for years. Which is too bad, because they're pretty neat cases. They're technically a super tower. They can hold several hard drives. I think it's 6 hard drives total that it can hold. Plus you can fit some in the old floppy drive bays, which there's 2 there. And then the I/O area of the computer's backside. Very nice breeze coming out of that 120 there. And again, that was out of an Apevia power supply. But it runs just as well as any 120mm fan that you would buy from Apevia regularly on Amazon or Newegg or what have you. It's looking pretty good though. A lot quieter than it was with the 70mm fan. And I expect it'll run probably 10 degrees cooler. That's in Celsius. This board is an Asus M5 A97 Revision 2. I don't recommend it. Sorry Asus, I'm a fan, but this board not so great. For just a little bit more you can get the M5 A99X or FX and have a better board. I ended up buying this one and it's given me a lot of problems with memory compatibility, hard drive compatibility. You need to update the BIOS if you get this board. But I've had worse. It's not an 8-bit. Anyway, it's looking really good. I am pleased with it. My cat was watching me work on this all day too, so he's curious about it now as well. As he sits here and rubs my leg as I'm videoing this. Now, here we've got a Radeon HD 6850 graphics card, not plugged in currently, and an Asus Zonar Essence ST sound card. I do recommend that. It's a very good sound card. They make one with PCI Express, that's STX. Zonar Essence STX. Overall, not too bad. Thanks for watching.